I want to speak to you, regardless of whether you're a corporation or a solopreneur, about strategic planning. So, what I've noticed when I ran the company, as well as what I'm doing now, and what I'm preparing for these corporations, is, well, I've been a part of strategic planning processes in the past as a participant with organizations, and many times they're starchy and boring, and they're full of word-smithy language. Now, I say that, and it's still fun to experience the conversation as a team. But what you ultimately end up with most of the time is some kind of a document that's very long and drawn out and wordy, and nobody revisits it, and it sits on a shelf, and there you go. What I think is more compelling for teams and for you, I'll just share part of the framework here. In order for the strategic plan to really inspire you and get under your skin, is for you to begin with where you're stuck. Now, that's sometimes in strategic plans they'll call it like a SWOT, like what are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and they'll throw that in there. But this is even before that. Like when you start to think about, like, what are the brutal facts of where you're stuck? Where are you stuck in your excuses? Where are you stuck in your patterns? Where are you stuck as a culture? If you're a corporation, if you can start to get very honest about where you're stuck, this very thing is what breathes new life into your business. I've experienced this personally as a solopreneur in my own business, that when I confront my own brutal facts, my own excuses, my own ceilings of achievement, there's something that activates me. I get part of me gets pissed off, like, why are you settling like that? Part of me gets embarrassed. Part of me gets recommitted to where I want to go. But I think a lot of it is just I stop pretending, right? I stop pretending, and that's one of the biggest hurdles for someone in business, whether you're a solopreneur or a corporation, is that space you start to pretend. I think we pretend for a lot of reasons. We pretend because we don't want to admit that we're not as far as we should be or want to be. I think we pretend because it looks bad to those we're trying to appear successful to. I think we pretend because it doesn't slow down momentum. Like, look, the reality is, to confront the brutal facts means you're going to have to stop, and you may have to reinvent some things. And to reinvent is not an easy process, right? Like, it's painful to reinvent yourself. And so it's easier to pretend, right? We just bury our head in the sand and pretend that nothing's wrong or nothing's happening. Even though you go to bed at night, put your head on your pillow, and know that, man, this isn't working the way I want. So the first part of strategic planning isn't the goals. It's not the where do we want to go. It's the where are we stuck? Where am I stuck? And getting very honest and transparent about that. If you're in a team, you've got to be transparent with the team, right? You've got to talk to the team has to talk to itself. But a lot of times the team doesn't want to talk to itself because it's afraid to offend people in the team. It's afraid to admit defeat, whatever stories we make up about it. If you're a solopreneur and on your own, it's just as hard to be honest with yourself sometimes.